Make your day.
Hey, out of the way. Get up, kid.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
I just remembered something.
Sure, remember it.
I was just going to say, someone in the chat said, is Joe going to appear on this show?
Joe Rogan. Yeah, we were hoping. And
I was just
And
thinking
what?
about how we were talking last night about him walking around.
yeah,
Why he
so he
won't be
doesn't appear in the
seen
show,
on these
right?
shows.
He doesn't appear on the show. That's right.
Yes.
Okay, he does not appear on the show, and it's because, did you ever see Joe when he was doing that Bigfoot hunting show? Can we get a clip of Joe Rogan walking around with the Bigfoot hunters? Joe Rogan, when you see him on camera, is such a stumpy little Vern Troyer ghoulie.
What was that show called? Joe Rogan Discovered?
I think you could
or
just
something?
write Joe Rogan Bigfoot
No, because
hunting.
then just his show comes up.
Really?
There was a name for it. It was like
Joe Rogan questions everything.
Yes.
He's questioned his own identity. And Joe Rogan looks so stupid walking around. When you see his kid jeans, when you see his children's shoes that he stole from a bowling alley, but not what you think. He didn't steal the bowling shoes. He stole some kids' shoes. He wears a little cabbie hat, child's S. You get it at Target when you cross the line over to the depths of the children's department, but you have to because the fitting rooms are over there. Joe goes through those child's hats at Target, and he picks them out. He's a stubby, tiny little guy, and that's why I go, yeah, he could kick. You know, when he's kicking those bags, they're little bags of flour. That's why it looks so violent. Yeah, I could kick a bag of flour to the moon, too. His kick, to me, this is what it would feel like. It looks vicious. To scale, when you scale it down, he looks very strong, but it's like getting a pebble thrown at you. You know, it's not the same thing as getting hit by a boulder. We got a video here.
Go to 6:30.
So Joe Rogan will not appear on the show. Oh, there he is. Joe Rogan questions everything. Look at him on a boat. Little man on a boat. Too young for a boat. We're going to show you him. What are they saying? Audio is shorting out. But I'm looking at it right now. It looks perfectly
People are
fine
saying
here.
it keeps going. Sometimes the right channel disappears.
Okay, how is it right now as I say the word Nagatu?
I think it is normal, and then
Okay.
it'll cut out for a second.
So see, Jules, I don't know if your eyes are good enough. You see how there's two green bars lighting up and flashing?
Yeah.
If those cut to one green bar, tell me, and you probably hit the table, and then it'll go back.
I'll watch it.
It's a really old system here. It's antique, vintage. All right, so here's little tiny Joe Rogan. He wanted to be young, right? He wanted vitality. He wanted the, what do you call that? The fountain of youth. Well, he got it. But just like when you wish on a monkey's paw, there's always a rub. And the rub was, oh, you want to be younger? We'll give you younger height-wise. So Joe Rogan, he wanted to be young. He wished on that magic lamp. We're going to 6 what?
6:30.
6:30.
Now, I think that everybody posts
Wow.
this pic so
Yeah,
much. I
you've
think
seen this
Joe is traumatized by being in the woods
Oh,
in
yeah.
a TV show scene
So
because
he-
of how many times
yeah.
this has been used to make fun of him.
So he ain't doing Bert Kreischer's show. He's very good friends with Bert. He will not do the show because of imagery such as this. Enjoy.
Right up toward us. And
Wow. So right off the bat, you could see we do have an issue. This is the smallest man. Now, I'm sure you've seen the still of this, right? A lot of people have
course.
seen the thumbnail. You probably thought they photoshopped him short. No, this is the video version. This guy right here is 5'7". Look at Joe. Let's start from his feet. Wow. I mean, this is like a Chucky doll. Guys, hold on. Let's see if my
Pretend
YouTube
you've
line
never
will
met Joe before, and this is the only image you've seen, and then imagine what type of guy is about to be revealed.
Yeah. If you saw this, you would go, oh, that's probably Problem Child or maybe just a Chucky doll or something like that. So then let's move up a little bit. I mean, even Tim Pool has a more adult. This is a 57-year-old man's bottom. I mean, it doesn't really look right. And then you go up, and again, so how, you see how, like, when you see him on his show, you go, oh, he's got giant muscles. He's so strong. But they're this big. They're this big. He's shrunken down, you see.
There's a lot of people realizing for the first time that this is not shopped.
Yes, people thought this was shopped. Look, it's the video version. Look at those little legs. I mean, literally, his leg, that's like a kid's short that he's wearing to make pants. And he is just so tiny. And I'll show you, this is not doctored, it's real. And we'll play you this from front to back. You could see, look at little Joe. Look at him.
Oh my God.
You're telling me I'm supposed to be afraid of this?
And remember, this is the guy who's just going, there's violence in my history. I'm a killer. Look at the size of my
hands. If you don't believe me, here's the woman. The woman is the same height. So,
she's standing in a dip right now, and he's on the top of a hill
this.
in that shot.
Cams, seismic sensors, and never got anything with that. And people kept saying,
look at him. I mean, he's smaller than the woman. So unless the woman is 7 feet tall,
you know, you need to do habituation. So I thought, you know what? Leave the high-tech equipment at home. Come out here and
look. Oh my God, that shot is a thing of beauty. Look at
so
this.
I thought, you know what? Leave the high-tech equipment at home. Come out here.
Look, I mean, guys, that is a child's S as far as size goes to the shirt. Let's see more.
Here and just hang out. It's about midnight.
He's as tall. The woman is bigger. The woman is bigger than him, and she's not that big. I'm putting them to size by this camera. They're having a regular Canon XLR camera, DSLR, XLR. DSLR cameras around her. She's to scale. She's to scale. And Joe Rogan has got this tiny little
That's just a regular wallet.
Yeah, that's just a regular wallet around his waist, and it appears like a giant hip pouch. That's just a regular wallet. These are sunglasses from a Polly Pocket doll. They appear big on him. These shoes are a size 1. Look at those little shoes. How funny is it just to watch this guy? This is unbelievable, people are saying. He's 5'4". No, this is like 5'0".
Pitch dark out here. So we're sitting here, and within 30 minutes...
So when this aired, he quit this show, season 1, because he didn't realize he would look like this. He was so ashamed. He wants people to think you're messing with The Rock when you see Joe.
He hasn't been seen again unless he's wearing 250 pounds of army elk shooting gear.
Like if Joe came to me punching, I just hold my finger on his head, and he's doing one of those things where he can't get to me, and I'm just holding my finger on his head to hold him away. It really is nothing. Anyone could beat him up.
You can hear them.
Look at him.
Coming
Look at
in.
him.
And then I start talking to my comm psychologist.
Oh my God.
Why did they shoot it this way?
Look at the headroom. Joe is in the bottom third of the frame. It's never been done. I've never seen a shot like this unless it was one of those kooky Wes Anderson style commercials. You know, where it's got like a teal background and the woman is at the bottom. They used to do that like 5 years ago. Okay.
This voice. We're here to be your friends. We're here to get to know you. We're the ones that have left food for you.
Nothing to be scared of, Joe.
No sooner than I said that, this path right here, one of them started walking right up toward us.
I mean, no wonder Joe thinks rabbits are so big when he goes hunting. Those are elk to him. He's actually shooting. I remember he goes, "You've got to see this elk I got. It was so huge. We had to tie it to the roof of my car." And then I come there, and it was just a hare. It was a rabbit that he thought was an elk. And he had it tied to his car, and yes, it was huge. But his car was so small. He was driving. You know what he was driving?
What?
A micro machine. You know what those are?
I think so.
Not a Hot Wheels. It's smaller. It's a quarter the size of Hot Wheels. Micro machines, they called it. And this was a Hummer H1. Hummer H1. What's that called? Ralph, something like that. The big one. Okay.
And it spins me around like I'm a little kid as it continues to walk past back through that area.
So you saw all this?
Yes.
What was it like?
Yes,
when it hit Matt's shoulder,
look
I was
how
just...
small. I can't get over the smallness of this. I mean, right?
Sitting there with my
a little
mouth
bit more.
hanging open. I could not believe that. I still can't believe it.
How come nobody's getting any pictures?
Do we have a picture of his car? Let's see. Yes, look at this, Jules. You could only shoot it with a macro lens.
Fuck.
This is his lineup of vehicles. Okay. You see this? This is a standard textbook. So you see, that's why he's so rich.
That's that car he drove away from the Comedy Store.
Exactly, yes.
Pictures of these things, if they're that close to people, it just seems like the odds are that a camera trap or something would catch one.
They're very elusive. That's the point.
Oh my God! Look at just watching him walk around.
It's like an exhibit.
It literally is like watching a little turd nugget from a butt grow arms and squibble his way through the forest yard. Look at this.
No,
Catch
I
one.
can't
they're
get
very
it up.
elusive. That's the
Watch
point.
him walk. Booty shake. Booty shake.
What's really weird to me is this idea amongst Bigfoot believers.
I mean, he's like substance.
Yes, they're the exact same height.
So now that you know what we're really dealing with, you can't Photoshop a film. All right? Get like 5 little ones queued up for me, and we'll just do them back to back. This is Annie Lederman with Airplane Boy, Joe List. And we've been making fun of Rogan for a while about how he doesn't get any jokes. This is alarming for a comedian. Remember, we're listening to Joe Rogan all the time talk about, you know, he spent 6 years writing. Every day he goes home and writes for 2 hours. I don't think this is a comedian. I think Joe Rogan is somebody who's putting together a puzzle. And yeah, if you spend 100 hours trying to make somebody laugh, can you do it? I would hope so. So that's kind of what we're doing with him. And Annie Lederman and the Thin Man. Wait till you see how small Joe List is. You know, Joe List is about 6'7". Really, he's like very tall, but he's very small. I've never seen such a person. Wait till you hear what they...
It's an optical illusion.
Yeah, it really is. Wait till you see Annie Lederman towering over Mini List. It's a little bit old, but they're going to discuss... This is from Daniel Luna, and they're going to discuss how Rogan doesn't understand jokes. I thought this is a nice piece for our lore here. Let's check it out.
Yes, I'm hoping this is it.
But
Here we go.
This does well, right?
Yeah, it's doing really well.
Yeah.
Well, it's doing a lot better since he did Rogan. I did.
Look at how small he is. How tall is he? Can we look this up? They're sitting side by side. This isn't an illusion. Annie is not. I mean, how big is Annie? She looks like Stifler's mom here in this, the size of her. But look how many Joe List must be. Annie's. Look up Annie Lederman's height, too, because we'll get a real feel for how small Joe List really is. You know, he could fit in one of those overhead compartments of the airplane at this height if you folded him. A very tiny guy. This is a humiliating scene to look at here where he's just being dwarfed. You know, it's also making Annie look huge.
I can't find definitive answers.
We don't have a
either
Joe
of their
List height.
heights.
Wow, look at that. Maybe you could DM Annie personally since she's obsessed with you. She's been talking about you. She talks about you in her stories and stuff.
No.
Yes, she really likes you. She wants to lick your cunt. Let's hear what happens here.
Rogan, nothing happened. He did it, and we doubled our listenership.
I have to watch because I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you what happened.
All right.
But also
Get
with
me some other stuff right after this.
When I did it, Mark compulsively tells jokes. Like we all compulsively tell jokes. Did Joe not laugh? He didn't laugh at my jokes.
He laughed at like one of my stories. A couple times he didn't know
Tuesdays
I was
with stories?
joking.
Yeah.
I think this is now the third Ari Shafir story. We don't even hang out that much.
He's worried.
Ari,
But
Ari has an
Cheers.
impact.
He was talking about. We were kind of talking about Ari because we're mutual friends. And then I was like, he said something about all these shitty comics, and I was like, but enough about Ari Shafir. And then Joe was like, no, Ari's good, man. He's like great. And I was like, yeah, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Dude, we were talking about like people fighting politically, and I was like, everyone's fighting, and what's annoying about the fighting is that people are forgetting that whether you agree with someone or not, they have the right to believe whatever they want.
Right.
Okay? And Rogan goes, even the Nazis? And I go, no, they have the third right. And he goes,
That's great.
He goes, you made me, I was going to have to be a Nazi sympathizer. He put me into a wall that I boxed my way out with a quick joke. I said it that fast. Then he goes, isn't it Reich? And then Jamie looked up what Reich was. I'm like,
oh my God, that's good. Exposed. You are exposed, sir. Exposed. Look at that. Joe List, a little afraid to chime in. Whoa, my episode's missing from Spotify. Your brain's missing too, bro. You hear that? I want to finish that up. That's pretty good.
he he put me into a wall that I boxed my way out of with a quick joke. I said it that fast. Then he goes, "Isn't it Reich?"
Wow.
And then Jamie looked up what Reich. I'm like, I was like, I just literally, I mean, it's brilliant. I just saved myself from having to defend Nazis.
Yeah, and it's a good joke that worked. I mean, that joke would kill on my podcast.
This
We're
is
all
about Joe.
things like
Don't
that.
get off
Nazi
track,
stuff I hate.
nerd.
We're all Nazis.
Yeah.
No, this is about Joe, you fucking pathetic worm. Do we have any Joe List stuff? I feel like picking on him. Do we have anything with him? Didn't we have something with him and his wife that we never went over where they roast each other or something? Was that anything good or no?
There was an old video from the roast battles.
Yeah. Was there anything good? If you have any Joe List stuff, I'd love to throw a dart at that guy today. What do we got next here?